Hello again, this is Randy back in the shop today. Um, Today we're going to be doing some more work on the hit and miss engine. Going to be making the springs for the valves, and the other day I made the bracket for the rocker arm. This is the came as a casting. Had to bore the center, and then I had to make a mandrel for turning the outside of it. Here's my mandrel. This is barely slides up on there. And what I did is I took a little blue Loctite and I Loctited this to the mandrel, and after I machined the outside of it, then I just took a small torch, heated it up a little bit so I could get it off to do the rest of the machining on it. This is the slot for the rock arm to fit in, and the hole for it. I had to machine the sides, and I drilled the head for it. It goes right over the top of the intake valve. Fits over the top of it like that there. And the spring is inside it. The spring is inside the hole. But we're going to work on making the springs today. I got the two mandrels made. It's just nothing fancy, just a piece of mild steel with a hole in it to hold the wire when you wrap it around it. This is for the exhaust valve, and this is for the intake valve. And what I did, I made this here. Made this little jig right here for tensioning the wire. It's got a hole in it, and the wire goes through the little hole like that there. And I just take a piece of aluminum and put it over the top of the wire, and lightly snug down the screw, and that will tension the wire as you wind it. So I'm going to get you set up on the lathe here, and we'll start getting ready to wind one of these springs. Alright, I got a piece of wire here that we're going to make the spring out of. Get it through the hole in my little jig here. Like that. Wind this back a little bit. Put my little block of aluminum in. This has got to go through the hole in my mandrel. Like that there. Wind this a little closer. Pull this back out a little bit here. Like that. Okay. A little bit more tension on my aluminum block to pull the wire, and I'm going to do this all by hand. What we want to do first is we want to make one wrap like that there, and we'll go around one more time. Like that. Okay, and then you want to engage the half nuts on your lathe. I've got this set for 10 threads per inch, which is about right. Right there. Okay. And as we're winding it, as we're winding the chuck, it's going to automatically feed back. You have to make sure you get your direction on your feed right. It's going to automatically feed back toward the tailstock. Just like that there. And the drawing is calling for 13 turns. See how many we got here. So this is we're gonna count this very first one here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 3 more to go. Okay, now I'm going to disengage my half nut. We're going to do 2 more turns. Just like that there. Okay. Now when you cut this wire after you've wound it, I highly recommend you put a glove on. And try to keep as much pressure on it as possible, because it will spring back like that. And if you don't have a glove on, almost guaranteed with a stiff wire like that, the big wire, why you're going to end up cutting yourself. Okay, now we can take the mandrel out of the chuck here. We'll take our cutters again. We'll cut the little loop that we used to wrap the wire with. Otherwise you can't get this off the mandrel. It's like that there. And we'll cut this first loop off. We'll go a half a turn from the first joint. And we'll go a half a turn from where we stopped on the very last, where we cut the wire off at. Just like that there. Now one last step we have to do before we install this is need to grind the end flat. There's the end of the spring, and here's the retainer. It fits right up in the retainer like that. And the ground end is almost flush. Okay, so this one here is ready to go in. Now we're going to do the intake. Okay, for the intake, this is using a 27 thousandths thick wire. The exhaust was a 47. The process is exactly the same, except I need to set so the lathe is cutting a 14 threads per inch thread instead of a 10, and we're going to wrap around here. Got my tension set. Okay, and this here for the intake spring, they don't give you how many turns, they just give you a length. Okay, go one more turn here. I'm going to engage the half nut right there. If you have 2 or 3 coils here on the bottom, it really doesn't matter because you can trim that off. See how we are in length here. And we got a ways to go. We're calling for it to be 1 1/4 inch long. One more time around. Okay, now I'm going to disengage our half nut here. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, now I'm going to trim this off. Here, get my cutter. And we're just going to cut it. Same as before. Got to make sure you hang on to this wire when you cut it. Just like that. Okay. Take this out of the chuck. I'm going to trim this little pigtail off here so we get it off the mandrel. Okay. Get my glove off. Alright. I'm going to cut this little piece off right here. this one. There you go, one spring. Just like that. Okay. There's the two valve springs installed on the valves. The exhaust spring and the intake spring is real light. Because the atmosphere is just what pulls it open, and this bracket will fit right over the top of it. It's like that there, and that gets bolted down. These here are some of my experimentation in getting it right. These two here were with the stainless wire that I got. The first times I did them, I had to adjust the mandrel size. This one here, they call for the mandrel to be 312. Well, the spring would slide right over the retainer. So I went down to 300 and it was better. So I ended up turning this down to 280 to get it to fit right. I don't know if regular steel wire would work better for that or not, but this is what I had to do for the wire that I had. And this is one that I messed up on. And getting the feed right on the lathe was also an experiment. So yeah, the winding the springs, that was a new experience. Once you get it down pat, it's relatively easy, but you're gonna waste some wire until you get it figured out. But I got more springs I got to do. There's a conical spring I got to do for the igniter. That's going to be kind of the same deal all over again. Experimentation till you get it right. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get the front of the engine drilled and tapped for mounting the head, and get this bolted on here. I had to order some more material for making the rest of the bolts for that. And I think I'm going to work on making a rocker arm. Excuse me. And get that stuff out of the way and make the push rod. And it's coming along, making progress, slow but sure. And that's kind of how these things go. So anyway, hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.